Hello everyone, today let's talk about HR planning topic. The first part is introduction. Enterprises in achieving long-term development in the process of enterprise development policy must be established with a corresponding human resource planning system. And rationally planning of human resources on the one hand can guarantee that manpower needs of enterprise development. It also avoids resulting in oversupply of labor. About Markov model in HR, we have the 6 part. The first is data selection, employer data, and transition probabilities. And the Markov build model using data. And next is dynamic adjustment, adjust probabilities based on dynamics. And forecasting and planning apply dynamic Markov model. And next is supervisor and evaluation compare actual data with forecasts. And last is recruitment and training plan based on forecasts.
Well, in this part, I would like to talk about the case study. Firstly, let me introduce the question of our case study. This company has 6 different job positions. Firstly, we need to determine transition probabilities between any 2 jobs and the exit rates per year. Additionally, we need to predict employer number for each job positions after 3 years. Finally, we need to determine how many new employers should be recruited for each job to ensure that the number of employers for each job grows at a given rate in the following 3 years. And this is a Markov chain of transfer situation in this company. We can see A, B, C, D, E, F are different job positions in the company, and the exit is the company employers choose to leave. According to this Markov chain, we can analyze the transition situation and the transition probabilities in this company. Well, these 3 tables are transfer situations in 2021, 22, and 23. And the table shows the transfer situation, exit situation, and the initial number of employers in these 3 different years. So we will use this formula to calculate the transition probabilities. And in this formula, Pij is the transition probability of employers transfer from job position J to job position I, and the Mij is the number of employers transfer from job position J to job position I, and the Nj is the initial number of employers in job position J. So we will have 3 different transition probability matrices, and according to these 3 different matrices, we will calculate the average transition probability matrix, because the data from 3 different years is more accurate than 1 year. So that's why we use average transition probability matrix in this case study.
We have used historical data to create an average transition matrix. This matrix is important in understanding and forecasting employee movements within the company. Here is a current scenario. Imagine a company with multiple job categories, each with its initial employee distribution, a projected growth rate, and the calculated average transition matrix. The challenge is managing these variables effectively. Move on to the next. This formula is what we used to predict our workforce numbers over time. The N of T equals P multiply N of T minus 1 plus R of T. That's basically saying the number of employees we'll have at any time is based on the probability of people moving between job roles, which is P, times how many people we had before, that's N of T minus 1, plus any new hires or transfers, which is R of T. In simple terms, it's like a recipe for forecasting our team size, taking into account promotions, exits, and new folks coming in. We have applied this formulation to the Python program. This diagram is the logic of the process. It represents the core of our forecasting method for N years. It's an approach starting with setting up the transition probability matrix, initial employee numbers, and the growth rates. Each year, we cycle through a series of calculations, like assessing employee transitions, identifying growth and recruitment needs, updating employee numbers, and recording recruitment requirements. This cycle process ensures that our HR planning is dynamic and responsive to changes. As we continue to the next, we see the practical application of this forecasting. In this scenario, we have successfully predicted staffing needs over a series of years by the Python program mentioned. In this case, we can make informed decisions about hiring, training, and resource allocation. This foresight is invaluable in maintaining a balanced and scaled workforce.
So, about conclusion, our project analyzed the human resource demand situation of a developing company. According to the company's development policy, we used the Markov model to predict the number and the structure of human resource demand of the company in the next 3 or N years. Firstly, we built the model matrix P based on the data of the previous years and calculate the average transfer matrix. Then, we used the formula to predict the number of people who will be recruited. And finally, we used Python, implement it in code. Thank you for watching.